Hey, hey, hey! Hey, what's happening? You listen to Eyes on Smash Bros. Radio. Happy Valentine's Day to you. It's Wednesday, so everyone who knows me automatically knows that it's Hump Day. That means getting freaky and naked. Well, that's really on Friday, but since this is something Valentine's Day, you can do likewise. What is going on? Did you get all your stuff? Did the side pieces, or as we like to be called now, side counselors or therapists? Remember that our day is tomorrow. We get the 15th and 16th. Remember that we are to stay in our place, that today is for the main pieces. So we will have our day. So appreciate you stopping in. If you have not done so, please like, follow, share, and subscribe, as well as download our apps. We would deeply appreciate you. As for myself, Oz, you can find me. You can find me anywhere. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube. So if you have not done so, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. I hope your day is going well. Hope that know that you're blessed because you woke up. You're functioning as well as you can possibly function. So we're blessed in more ways than one. So don't forget on November. What happened? Don't forget on November 9th at the Bessemer Civic Center, 1130 9th Avenue Southwest, Bessemer, Alabama. The Southern Bully Showdown 2 is occurring. If you have any information, if you want any information, contact Dewan Hall at 205 460 6435. If you are a vendor, if you would like to sponsor, if you like to donate, if you like to be a participant, if you have a food truck, uh, give Dewan a call. Uh, Last year's showdown was a success. I am proud to say that Oz is a proud sponsor of the Southern Bully Showdown. I believe in trust and have an abundance of respect for Dewan. He has really put forth effort. He has really gone beyond, and I appreciate him tremendously for bringing this show, having another show. Uh, Also, this is a chance for you to get to know the breed, the bully breed, and you'll be surprised at all the negative publicity out there. 98% is not true. The dog is based on the temperament and the attitude of the owner, and most of us know that. So please stop by on the 9th. Bring your family. It's going to be a nice occasion. I will be there, and hopefully I'll be able to do a live show there. So I got to ask Dewan about that, about doing a live show. So November 9th, put it down on your calendar. So it's going to be fantastic, fantastic. So like I said, this is a chance of understanding the breed, a chance to get to know the breed. I didn't know that the French Bulldog was a bully. I didn't know if the King Corso was part of the breed. So I'm learning a lot. I know that I got to have DeWine on, and so that way he can talk about his kennel, 1888 kennel, and also talk about the show that's coming up. Uh, it's amazing what it takes to be a breeder. You have breeders out there who are professional, who know exactly what they're doing, and they make it seem so easy. Whereas it's to be a breeder is not easy at all. There's a lot of science that is involved in creating and producing a well breed, a well healthy breed, and with all the taking care of your pets, taking care of your kennel, taking care the science that is just involved in getting to getting a male and a female together to come up with this type of creation that can develop and can be expanded on. And a certain male has a certain characteristics, whether it's a broad shoulders, whether it's a big head, to know exactly that you would want your female, your bitch dog, to breed with this, so that way the characteristics of the stud and the characteristics of the bitch is gathered together and combined. It is fascinating, and especially when you are a professional, when you are up on your information. And then after going through the breeding process, after going through the understanding between the breeders that, this is what's going to occur, that once I allow you to do this. And it's just fantastic. And then once you go through that, you have to make sure that the mama is healthy, is well taken care of, is being exercised and being looked after, and then taking her to the vet. And you have to understand, and you have to know ahead of time that you want the best for the breeding process. You want everything to occur naturally, but at the same time, you have to keep in the back of your head that if this should happen, well, I know exactly what to do. So for those of us who are novice, those of us who are on the outside looking in, we don't see what's happening in the background. We don't understand exactly the energy, the time, the money that is being utilized when it comes to creating a new litter. And I find it extremely fascinating. And then while you have all of this going on, then you have I'm trying to learn the terminology, of birthing place, where you have to create this place that of solitude, so that way you won't stress out the mama. And so you create this comfort, and you don't seem to understand the nights that these breeders have to that take to stay awake to make sure that everything is kosher. So it's a way of learning about the breed. It's a way of learning about the enterprise, the industry, because that's what it is. It's an industry. So you have to be extremely cautious that if you have someone who is selling, quote unquote, a certified bully, and they only say that it's only like $100 and something, you understand that you're paying for what you get. You pay, and so people say, well, why is it so high? You don't understand the cost that it takes to maintain. You don't understand the process of going through all of this. And so that's why I need Dewan to come back on the show, so that way he can do a understanding of exactly what's involved in the breeding process, and the importance of having a Southern Bully Showdown. And especially when you have all of these certifications and all. So there are going to be 4 ICBR shows and 1 huge fun show. So it's going to be a fantastic show. Going to be a fantastic event. So please, November 9th, put it down on your book, on your calendar. We would like to see you there again. If you are a vendor, if you are a food truck, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to donate, get in touch with Dewan, and he can give you more information pertaining to that. So hope to see you there. Hope to see you there. Hope to see you there. We had, you got Valentine's Day here. A chance of making up, a chance of reconciling, a chance of rekindling your love. But we have to also understand and know that you should not wait for 1 month, 1 day to show the appreciation or show the love to the person that is the center of your life. You should be doing that on a constant, consistent basis. Uh, so that way, uh, with the way that situations are now, the way that the world is now, it's best that we focus on that circle of friendship. We focus on that relationships that mean a lot to us, and that we focus on the ones that bring joy and happiness to us. So please keep in mind not to wait for one day to show your appreciation. Do it randomly, do it sporadically throughout the year, so you can touch all bases and all. So if you have not done so, please contact the individuals in your life. Let them know how much you love them, how much you appreciate them, how much you cherish them, and how much they mean so much for being a part of your life. So uh, Valentine's Day. Uh, every day should be Valentine's Day. So it's just got, as usual, when it comes to holidays, that you have it's too commercialized. So just do right. That's all it is. Just do right by the loved ones. So uh, we have two individuals, as it stands now, that are possible candidates for the presidency. You have one who is senile, or somewhat senile, and then you have one that is mentally ill, allegedly mentally ill. Let me make this a disclaimer. Uh, the opinions that are expressed on us are not those of Smash Bros. Radio, nor of its affiliates. Uh, Everything that is said is alleged, unless I unless I say otherwise. So everything that is said is alleged. So you have two individuals, two WASPs, two white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men over 50. Both are not worth shit. Both are have their own difficulties. Both have their own challenges. So what you going to do? What you going to do? And you have to keep in mind that when it comes to the two-party system that we have, the Democrats and Republicans, one party isn't any better than the other party. One party is not any better than the other party. Both of them have negatives. Both of them, well, one has more positives and attributes than the other. So make sure that you get out to vote. Make sure that you register to vote. It is your right. You know, it really bothers me and causes me to pause when I hear individuals say that, well, my vote won't count. And I don't understand why you would say that, because you've never voted, so you don't know if your vote will count or not. Point is that individuals gave their lives, they gave their energy, the time to make sure that you have the ability to vote. So for you to say that your vote won't count, um, I question that. So what is happening overseas um, can happen here. Believe it or not, it can happen here, and in some cases, it's evolving to that. I don't understand this rationale with this orange tangerine sherbet idiot Trump. His people saying that they don't mind if he becomes a dictator, which causes me to really pause, because I wonder if they understand what the word dictator means. So it's something. I was going to bring the Constitution. I know that it's unprofessional, but I'm going to have to do it because I was absent-minded. So give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'm back. I'm back. And I apologize for that because it really is unprofessional. This is an artifact. They don't make these anymore. Now you can get them on the internet, but you have to download them. But this is a bounded uh, memorial edition. So this is the what is it? 1906, 1901 Alabama Constitution. So when people say that it's my constitutional right, I wonder if they really actually sat down to read the Constitution, because the federal Constitution is relatively small. Now, believe it or not, let me turn this around. This little piece, this right here, is the United States Constitution. That's the United States Constitution, the one with the gem clips. Do you see how small that is? Now this this is the Alabama Constitution. That's the Alabama Constitution. That's the federal Constitution. Can you differentiate between the two? So for you to say that you read your Constitution and your constitutional right, when was the last time that you read the Constitution? When was the last time you took a government class? How long has it been? Now, I graduated in 78 from Carver High School in Montgomery. Sex is fun, pot is great, with the class of 78. So we're going on 40 years. 40 years. So we had civics back then. When I was in school, we had civics. We had civics. We had Alabama history in the middle school and junior high school and high school. So we don't have the same gravity of civics on Alabama history. I don't even know if Alabama history is still being taught. But see, that's what some groups would want. They do not want a constituency. They do not want a group of individuals. They do not want people to be able to think for themselves. They want to be able to capitalize on their uneducation, capitalize on the let's just use the word uneducated. So they don't want a constituency that can think. They don't want it. And the Republican Party has proven that in more ways than one. There's plenty of examples. And see, that's one thing that gets me upset with the Democrats. This is a time for the Democrats to flood the media with commercials showing exactly how treacherous and how treasonous and how much traitors the Republican parties are. And so, I would hate to have to generalize it, but at this point, I don't trust anyone who claims to be a supporter of the Republican Party. I don't have any faith or trust in you if you support the Republican Party. I don't see how you could support a party that is anti-women, that is anti-education, that is anti-health, that is technically anti-everything that is good. Now, they always base it on family values, and I have a question about their family value, and I have a question about Alabama values. I don't understand how, what exactly in your definition is Alabama values. I mean, you can't get any more Alabamian than me. I'm a what is it? 11th generation, 7th generation Alabamian. So you can't get any more Alabamian than me. Can't. So when you say Alabama values, what exactly are you talking about? Because from your actions, from your words, from your deeds, your definition of Alabama values are definitely not mine. They're not. They're not mine. They don't even come to the same gravity, comes up to the same level, plateau of my definition of Alabama values. And then to see a congressman have the gall and the audacity to say that chosen by Trump. Now that really causes me to pause and cause a concern. So you don't care anything about the Alabamians or the people that you represent in your district as long as you have the support of Trump. Someone who is mentally ill, allegedly, someone who does not have the capacity to actually be a president. And then you have a Supreme Court justice, female Supreme Court justice, to come up and saying trusted by Republicans. Okay, what if you're not a Republican? What if you're not a Democrat? What if you're independent? So are you telling me that if I'm not a Republican, that you're not going to use the canon of law? You're not going to be just and balanced in your view? So for you to say that trusted by Republicans, I really have a concern about that. And this is a woman. But see, we fail to realize that when it comes to a certain group, the white woman is the most protected and guarded than any other. A white woman can pretty much get away with anything that she wants, can do and say anything that she wants without any type of consequences or grave competitions. So you have to keep that in mind. And if you want to challenge me on that, we can, because if a black woman were to do the same that a white woman does, she would be bounced. She would be brutalized. So, and when it came down to EJ, his murder out there at the Galleria, the most horrendous and venomous statements were made by white women, white teenagers, female teenagers. See, and that brought up another thing, that people, they want to use the N-word, and they use the N-word so freely and so common without any type of idea of consequences. And then you want to say, well, they didn't know what they were doing. That's a bunch of bullshit. They know what the word means. They are fully capable of knowing what and have knowledge of what that word means. So don't baby them. These kids are not as dumb as what you wish for us to believe. These kids are well educated in things they have no business being educated in. And we know this. We know this. And then you want to cut out history because you say it damages the kids. Which group of kids are you talking about? Which group? Now, history, we have to keep in mind, history was written by the conquerors. That's who wrote history, the winners, the conquerors. So there was a lot of stuff left out. And we have to keep in mind, again, as I've stated numerous times, there's only one race, and that's the human race. There's one race, and that's the human race. Now, under that umbrella, you have different cultures. So when you say that it damages the kids, what kids are you saying? And if that's the case, well, then you need to throw the Bible out. If you're utilizing the Bible to its full capacity, you're talking about damaging the minds of the young people. The Bible itself is damaging the minds of going on your philosophy, your understanding. The Bible has a lot of incest, a lot of murders. So when you say children, what group are you talking about? When you see a young child dressed up in a Ku Klux Klan outfit, but yet you see the same age child, a black child, working in the cotton fields, I don't understand. So you favor this white kid who doesn't know any better, who's innocent. You allow that individual family to dress them up in that clown's outfit. But yet, when it comes to that black child being of the same age, being 5 and 6 years old, working in a cotton field, something's wrong. Something is totally wrong. So how are you going to fix it? How are you going to repair it? How are you going to justify what you've just said? Perception. Perception is a motherfucker. How we perceive, how we view things. It's okay to have a white family having AFs, having these huge weaponry, but yet when it comes to the black family, there's a problem with it. That's the problem. You have a white family over here, same social economic levels, everything the same except for the culture. But you approve of one group when you don't approve of another group. Make it make sense to me, please. Make it make sense. You allow one group to get away with things. Give you an example. On Centerpoint Parkway at one time, you would have different groups of teenagers. You would have the white kids, it really blew my mind. You would have white kids gathered playing rap, being teenagers. Down the road, you have a group of blacks playing the same music, doing the same thing, nothing wild, just being teenagers, just gathering together. Then down the street, you have the Mexicans or the Latinos playing the same music, being teenagers. The only difference is their culture, but yet the sheriff's department or the police department will bully the black and the Mexican and Latinos. They will leave the white kids alone. Make it make sense. Or you go into a department store, you have 4 white teenagers. Nothing, they're not paying. Then you have 4 black teenagers. Then all of a sudden the warning signals or red flags or, we have to watch these. But see, I witnessed before the Galleria, I witnessed before Central Plaza was closed, when it was in its heyday. I witnessed a camaraderie because there were 6 teenagers in a group. There were 4 whites, 2 blacks. The 2 black teenagers went into the store to divert the attention of the sales clerk. The white teenagers were stealing stuff left and right. I started laughing because I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant. They were so wise that they knew how to play the system. Can you imagine 6 teenagers, 4 whites, 2 blacks? You send your black friends in to serve as decoys. And then the 4 come in and they start shoplifting. They were getting a lot of stuff, I guess, and I was accessory to the point because I was amused. I was amazed to see it, the camaraderie. I was amazed to see the organization of how it was planned. And fortunately, we were leaving at the same time. And I told her, I said, I don't approve of what you've just accomplished, but I am totally amazed of how organized you were and how you knew how to play the system. That shows me that you knew what you were doing was wrong. that shows me that you are extremely educated and wise. Again, I don't agree with what you've done, but I guess I'm proud. I'm proud that you come together. So it has to do with perception. That's where most of us get into problems, our perceptions. I don't understand how our siblings can go through the same scenario, the same situation, the same event, and these siblings have different perspectives or perceptions. I've witnessed that. I've even experienced that. Perceptions. So I mean, it's mind blowing. Mind blowing. How everything is woven together like a huge tapestry. All these threads, all these individuals, all these thoughts, all everything woven together into this tapestry. And we don't even know how well connected or woven together we are. We only see the differences. We don't see the similarities. And we are more similar. We are more reflection of each other than what we really want to acknowledge. We really are. Well, see, that's where the weaponry of division comes in. And that's how well equipped propagandists is, how they use words to cause divisions. Poor people are going to be poor people. Doesn't matter what culture you come from. Poor people are poor people. Same way with middle class, same way with upper middle class, same way with rich. Social economic levels are going to act similar. You're going to have similar taste, interest. Can't get around it. Can't get around it. That's just how it is. So when it comes to politics and when it comes to religion, those are the two issues that causes the most division than any other. People fail to realize how it was a long time ago over in Ireland when you had the Protestant and the Catholics. A lot of hate, a lot of massacres, a lot of killings, a lot of bombings. See, we fail to realize. I feel we forget how it was over in Ireland a long time ago with the Protestants and the Catholics. Now you have the Zionists and the Palestinians. And understand, I didn't say Jews. I said the Zionist. 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 Perception. Which and I wish somebody could come and explain to me, how can you claim land when you don't even have the blood? There was a university that did a genetic study, and the majority of the Zionists did not even have the Hebrew DNA. But yet, there were 78% of the Palestinians that had the DNA. So how can you claim this land supposedly that was yours when you're not even a relative? You don't even have ancestors. Which I wonder, these European Jews, how did you become a Jew? And especially if you do not have the DNA. How did you become a Jew? Where are your ancestors? Did you have ancestors that were part of the Holocaust? I don't know. I don't know. The only thing that I do know, and I am unapologetic about it, the only thing that I do know, I support the Palestinians. I have no love. I have no respect. And the Zionists, they aren't any better than Hitler. Oh, that's going to cause a lot of controversy. How dare you compare us? Well, look at what you're doing. Allegedly, now they have come out that where the Israeli soldiers have left, and they've left these camouflage bombs that resemble canned food. So when you open it, explodes. Supposedly, allegedly, there were children that were bombed that were killed from the bombing because when they opened the cans, it exploded. So you aren't any better. So yes, uh, uh, the Holocaust was horrendous. It was a tragedy. But again, the Jews were not the only ones that were involved in the Holocaust. There was other groups. And yes, it was horrendous. And yes, there was a lot of demons, a lot of malicious, venomous activities, brutal activities that were going on, experiments that were going on. But the today Holocaust is out of the Palestinians. See, that's what happens when you have outsiders coming in trying to rectify. Because the Jews were put out, these Zionists were put out of other countries. And then if you follow the Torah, allegedly, from what I understand, I haven't read it, the Jews are not supposed to have a homeland. They were not supposed to have a homeland. So I don't understand. I do understand that because of Britain, because of the United States, because of Germany, because of Europe, Europe created this division, created this conflict. There's not supposed to be a Jewish state. Research it. I mean, you have search engine. I mean, if you have a smartphone, you can ask Sirius or Alexa to come up and give you the information. So it doesn't take anything for you to find the information if you want the information. Perception. But understand that those same individuals, the Zionists, are similar to the white supremacist, white nationalist here in the United States. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with religion. The Zionist has nothing to do. And a Zionist is like a teenager. You know how you can tell when a teenager is lying? When a teenager opens his or her mouth. Same way with a Zionist. You cannot believe anything a Zionist says. And if you support the Zionist, then you deserve everything that rightfully comes to you. Because you cannot validate the killing of children or of women or of the elderly. You cannot give it any type of credence. That is unacceptable. The Western Hemisphere, the Western nations, you have a reckoning coming to you. And then when it comes back to us, who are you going to vote for? You're going to vote for the orange tangerine sherbet who has some mental limitations? Or are you going to vote for the senile? Kind of frightening. I go with the senile. If anybody knows Dr. Michelle Obama, please get in touch with Dr. Michelle Obama and tell her that it is her obligation to save us. Because I would wager that if Dr. Michelle Obama was put on the ticket, she would win hands down. Then, from what I understand, allegedly, there's concerns in the Democratic Party whether or not they want Biden to be the candidate. That's frightening. That's never occurred before, has it? So what you going to do? What you going to do? Because see, you have to be selfish, because what do you want to leave your children? In what condition do you want to leave your children? Miss Lefter, that is a rhetorical question. What do you want to do? What type of world are you going to leave the next generation? And I applaud, I have an abundance respect and admiration for parents today, because I cannot even imagine the pressure, the stress that you have on you with having to deal with what you're dealing with. See, we're still going through a change. We're in the teenage years. We're asking questions. You know how when we were teenagers, we wanted structure, we wanted guidance, we wanted a foundation. So we're asking questions now as a nation. We're asking questions. We want changes, but how much of a change do we want? How much of a change? You still have the questions of states' rights versus federal rights. Abortion brought that up again. Then you have certain states that are banning Trump from being on the ballot. States' rights. The federal government has to have some type of hand in certain aspects. When it comes to education, when it comes to health, when it comes to transportation, when it comes to social services, there has to be some type of uniformity. There has to be some type of something in line. So that way, if I left Alabama and went to Georgia, I know that everything is still there. And then see that brings to mind that people saying that Texas wishes to succeed. Let it succeed. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Because see, you don't seem to understand that when Texas leaves, and it won't, when Texas succeeds from the union, that means that all federal responsibility goes away. What happens to Social Security? What happens to the National Guard? What happens to Social Security? What happens to Medicare, Medicaid? What happens to all those social services if they are allowed to leave the union? And plus, too, we have to remember, too, that they have no protection in the United States, because Texas was stolen from Mexico. Texas was stolen. It was robbed. Being typically white. See, Mexico wanted the financial security, so they gave permission to certain individuals to move into what is now Texas. But then once those individuals had established residency, then all of a sudden They become an independent. Then they were independent. And then all of a sudden, the United States wanted to annex Texas. But see, the Mexicans, the Mexican government trusted these individuals, which was foolish, to allow them to come in. And then all of a sudden, they did exactly what they had planned. So see, when you read about Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone and all, they were criminals, they were robbers. So see, for the United States to have this holier than thou attitudes, you need to really examine exactly what the hell was going on. From Texas all the way up to California, Mexico belonged to Mexico. So if Texas were allowed, let them go. And then there was somebody say, well, the Confederate States, don't even try it. Don't even try it. Because again, anything that is federal is going to dissolve. That means you're not going to have Social Security because that comes from the national government. That comes from the federal government. All social policies, all social programs are gone. Bases are gone. Military is gone. Taxes are gone. The money that we have down here, the money that is being utilized, you can't use it. Let them go. Have a party. Celebrate. So, perception. So, what you going to do? Well, how are you going to educate your kids? How are you going to do it? Questions. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Happy Valentine's Day. Side pieces, we don't wish to be called side pieces. We are side therapists. We are side counselors. Our day is tomorrow and the 16th. So stay in your place. Let the main squeeze have their day. Happy hump day to you. Take care of yourselves. Know that you have value. Know that you have worth. Know that you are the one that creates all obstacles in your way. Because you can achieve anything that you want. You can be anything you want. You got it. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all take care. And know, most importantly, I love you more than I love my luggage. Y'all take care.